Yo, what's up, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope you guys are having a good and safe weekend. For those of you guys that are able to be off on Memorial Day, I hope you guys enjoy your Memorial Day. For me personally, it's gonna be like a half day, so I'll be home earlier. And as I've gotten older, I've actually embraced the fact that I'm more of an introvert. I mean, I can go back and forth, but let's just say on a weekend, my idea of a fun weekend is not to go hiking and to tire the hell out of myself. It's more like, let's play some video games, let's watch some movies, let's go out to dinner or something like that. You know, I'm fairly simple in that aspect, and I like being at home. I always have. I mean, when I was a kid, I liked recess, going to recess just as much as I liked staying inside and playing video games, and that's the person that I continue to be today. I just happen to embrace the introverted part of me more as I've gotten older, especially since I've realized that there are more people out there like me, so I don't feel so alone anymore, so that's great. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something first. I wanted to talk about why Halo Infinite is probably my most anticipated game for this year, and I'm also going to be talking about a few other things as well. So for those of you guys that care beyond the commentary of subject that I'm going to talk about today, I hope you stick around to listen to what else I want to say in this one. So without further ado, let's talk about the topic at hand here. So Here's the big thing that has me pumped about Halo Infinite. Actually, it's a multitude of things, but rumors suggest that the multiplayer portion of the game is going to be free to play. Now, the term that they used is free to play for everybody. Now, that could mean Xbox and PC players only, but part of me wants to say, hey, what about the Sony ponies? Let's let the Sony ponies do it, man. I mean, Warzone, Battle Royale, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and everything in between in that aspect have basically opened the eyes to the publishers and the developers of the community that yes, free to play will make you more financially successful than even a base game, especially if you add motherfucking microtransactions into it. But let's keep those cosmetic only, shall we? But for the most part, like, free to play is free success at this point, right? You want success, make your game or a portion of your game free to play. And rumor has it that the multiplayer portion of the game will be free to play for quote unquote everybody. So there is, in my wildest dreams, they would let the Sony fanboys or whatnot play as well. Now, I am not a Sony fanboy, I'm not a Microsoft fanboy, I am a gaming fanboy. I like everything and anything. I mean, hell, a few gameplays ago, I talked about how I might make a transition to PC. And by the way, if Call of Duty, speaking of that aspect, if Call of Duty continues to basically go down the path that it's going right now in terms of the traditional multiplayer, if it continues to going down on this path of shit to where either the game is unplayable or not fun, or let's just say it just doesn't last very long anymore. I mean, it's very easy for someone like me who has a channel and who's been dedicated to Call of Duty as well outside of the channel for so long to go from being a full-time COD player to a part-time COD player when a game like Halo would be free to play, or let's say even a different game were to come out that would be free to play that caught my attention. I mean, it's very easy, or even if it's not a free to play game and it's that good, it's very easy to go from being a full-time COD player to a part-time COD player. I mean, the gameplay commentaries will resume. That's one of the reasons why I continue to do gameplay commentaries, the old school gameplay commentaries, because ultimately the big thing that matters is the commentaries, and the gameplay comes second. The gameplay is secondary. So worst case scenario with me, you'll see me playing a different game that I am enjoying versus a game that I'm not enjoying. So if Call of Duty ends up being the game that in the future iterations like end up being a lot like Modern Warfare to where I just don't enjoy them and don't want to play them, then I'll just play a different game and I'll make my usual content as always. And some of you guys, or one of you guys out there mentioned in one of my recent streams that, you know, whether you like it or not, if you want growth, you got to play. You know, I think you should play a game even if you don't enjoy it. Play Warzone, grind Warzone. You'll get views, you'll get this, you'll get that. It's like, first of all, that's a sure way path to misery. Second of all, I would end up quitting YouTube as well as the game itself if I end up doing that shit. And third, I don't make a damn dime off of doing this, and chances are I probably never will. And that includes Twitch, and I'm a Twitch affiliate, okay? So the thing is, chances are it just isn't gonna happen, all right? So realistically speaking, now if I was making at least $500 a month clean in my pocket, you know, after taxes and everything from gaming, then okay, you would have a valid argument, because I think pretty much even playing a video game that makes you miserable is probably better than working like you know, some sort of part-time job, right? Whether, you know, like serving tables, for instance, right? I think that would be better, right? So, but since that's not happening and that's not going on, it just isn't realistic, really. And it's a sure way path to misery, and it's a sure way to get me to quit YouTube, because why would I make myself miserable playing a video game that I don't enjoy and making content about a video game that I don't enjoy? I'll end up being the most miserable person on YouTube. So, but anyway, back on topic here. So since the multiplayer is said to be free to play, or rumored to be free to play, and the campaign having an open world campaign for the first time with RPG elements, that for me right there says replay value, replay value, replay value, and a grind factor as well, like a fun grind factor. So I personally think that's fucking badass. If it's true, it's badass. And we're going to get a reveal sometime in the next week or two, month or two when it comes to Halo. So, and then with Call of Duty, hopefully we'll have a reveal next week. But overall, man, I mean, however you look at it, because of the new consoles coming out, or whether you play on PC because of the titles and all that kind of stuff, regardless of whatever platform you play on, if you're a gamer like myself, whether you're a content creator or not, whatever kind of gamer you are, it really is a good time to be alive, man. It really is a good time to be alive in terms of gaming and everything else that happens in between. It's really an exciting time, man. So the thing is, I think when it comes down to the end of it, it's like, play whatever you enjoy playing and make content in whatever form you enjoy making content. That's the only thing that I've come to realize after 5 years of doing YouTube and 8+ years of being solely dedicated to Call of Duty. I mean, the thing is this, I mean, you can't really make yourself miserable because of a game that you don't enjoy. It's a sure way to death, if you ask me. Like seriously, like even in real life, if you're miserable for long enough, I mean, you can get in a state of depression to where you start having all these thoughts that are not good for your health. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it, man. If you force yourself to play a game that makes you miserable, it's just not worth it. So when it comes to Halo Infinite, and when it comes to any other game, any other platform, whatever it is, it's an exciting time, man. It really is an exciting time. So, and let's not mention the fact that Halo Infinite has actually been a game that's been in development for over 5 years now. Over 5 years, and they've been paying attention to the Master Chief Collection. When they released it in 2014, it was basically the biggest disappointment in gaming history, because the game itself was broken. It didn't work the way it was supposed to when it released. You couldn't find a match, and they fucked up big time. The game was basically unplayable, and a lot of people basically spent their money on it, and they ended up getting screwed in the end, because 343 fucked up, and they admitted that they fucked up. But they more than made up for it a few years later by adding in other Halo titles other than the Master Chief Collection into the game, like Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach more recently. And of course, they fixed the multiplayer aspect of it, and it's great. The game is playable. They've also released it for PC, so that's freaking awesome. They're continuing to release the titles on PC, which is something that the fan base has been requesting for a while. So the thing is, ultimately, when you compare these guys to Activision, like in terms of what they've been able to do, it's like, okay, they care about the community. They've done a lot of things that they didn't have to. I mean, do you think Activision would release or go back and patch a game that they've previously released in order to make the fan base happy while simultaneously in development of a new game? I don't fucking think so. I don't think Activision would let that shit fly. As a matter of fact, no, Activision would not let that shit fly. There's no I don't think about it. It's simple. Activision just wouldn't do that shit. They wouldn't let their devs do it. It's simple as that. But 343 and Halo did exactly that. So this actually translates into Halo Infinite because of the amount of support that the developers are going to give the game in terms of a development standpoint, as well as after the game gets released. So if they apply that type of mentality and that type of work ethic into their new game that is going to come out, we have a winner here, folks. I mean, and at the same time, I think it would be a really brilliant move, not just from the developers, but from Microsoft as well, if they let the PlayStation community play as well. And there are players out there that, there's a portion of the PlayStation community that does not like Halo, but there's also a portion of the PlayStation community that has been at least curious about Halo or would play it, but they just don't want an Xbox, and they don't believe that Halo is worth Xbox itself. They don't believe that Halo is worth the purchase of an entire console, and I totally get it. Even though they might want to play Halo a lot, they're not going to spend an extra, $300, $400, $500 on a console, because that's precious money just to be able to play one game. Oh, and let's not mention the fact that you also have to pay for Xbox Live. And life isn't cheap, folks. Life is getting more expensive as time goes on. I mean, I'm sure everybody here understands that, and everybody's going through that together, especially now with the Roni situation. It's absolutely crazy. So the thing is that there are a lot of things to be had, and the thing is, multiplayer being free to play for Halo Infinite would be absolutely motherfucking huge. And again, the game's been in development for over 5 years, and Halo fans are highly anticipating it. And I think it's going to be a winner because, I mean, also going back to the Activision bullshit, do you think Activision would let the developers spend 5 years on a brand new title without having a release in between or whatnot, or just letting them get away with patching up old games or upgrading the microtransaction system or whatnot? No. I personally think it would be a smart move for Activision to spend, like, let's say 3 to 5 years on an enormous Call of Duty title that would be the best Call of Duty ever, while just continuously upgrading Warzone and Blackout, or just Warzone, like they said they would. Because obviously a lot of people like Warzone. So, I mean, and at the same time, they could even do one better and pull a 343 and patch up some of the old games. How about that? That'd be nice. Officially patch up Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, even World at War, you know, everything. I mean, it needs to happen, man. I mean, but it's not going to happen. These are just basic dreams right here. I'm sure every single one of you that is watching this video upon listening to that portion right there are probably rolling your eyes and saying, oh, here comes Jack again. He's being realistic and he's having big dreams or whatnot. Anyway, but yeah, guys, lots of reasons to be excited for Halo Infinite. I know the commentary on this one has been a little bit all over the place, but when I get excited about something, my mind tends to kind of go all over the place. I don't think in black and white, I think in colors. So sometimes when my excitement gets a little too out of control, I kind of go all over the place every once in a while. But that's what makes it fun, though. That's where the fun factor comes in, and that's what makes commentaries that much more fun to do, and posting on YouTube that much more fun to do. So the thing is, I am not going to be miserable when it comes to Call of Duty. If I have to sacrifice Call of Duty because Call of Duty is being absolute shit and I'm enjoying playing another game more, that's the better option to take, especially if I want to keep doing YouTube. Because if I force myself to continue to play a game that I don't enjoy for whatever reason, it's going to fucking drive me nuts to the point to where I say, fuck YouTube. You know, I mean, I'm already saying that as many times as it is. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section. What do you guys think? For those of you guys that have a PlayStation only, if they released multiplayer, free to play for Halo Infinite, would you at least give it a shot? Or would you be excited about it? Or are you at least curious about Halo and what they're going to do this year? But that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.